Hey there, it's me again. For starters, I want to thank you if you left a comment about my last video. I love hearing what you have to say. Your ideas and insights have helped me formulate an awesome online video training program that's soon to be released, just after we put the finishing touches on it. In the previous video, I talked about the importance of MDs perceiving us as specialists, which is one of the most important things for us as acupuncturists to establish in order to begin paving the way to increasing referrals from medical doctors. But that's not the only thing that we have to keep in mind in order to create a steady stream of referrals from local doctors. When you get into the process of generating referrals from medical doctors, there are going to be two objections that you'll need to overcome. And to the degree as to which you are able to overcome them will determine whether or not you'll be getting referrals, and to the length and the depth of referrals from local medical doctors. Here are the two objections. The first one is a two-part objection. And the first part is a question that many people have, and that is, does acupuncture actually work? And the second part is, are you, as an acupuncturist, a competent and effective practitioner? Here's the deal. As practitioners of acupuncture, our brains are wired to view the world around us through an acupuncture lens. That's just the way we begin to perceive the world around us. In some ways, we think that everyone thinks that way, or that they understand what it is that we do. We take it for granted. But the reality is quite different. The important thing here is to get across to medical profession that acupuncture does indeed work, and that it's not some woo-woo crazy voodoo. In fact, that we have to do is to let them know that acupuncture is a very valid healing modality that has stood the test of time, and that it has a very valid and useful place in today's medicine alongside Western medicine. We can do that by preparing an acupuncture fact sheet on how and why acupuncture works in order to send it to the MDs to better educate them about what we do. I have included a PDF download below this video entitled Acupuncture Fact Sheet. And what you could do is download that and use it to help yourself educate medical doctors about acupuncture. This document will also prepare you to answer any questions an MD might ask, so you can be ready to answer him or her. You see, the key point I'm trying to make here is the importance of using the power of education as an effective marketing tactic. When you teach someone something, you work towards developing a trusting relationship, and people are more or less inclined to work more closely with you. Both the patient and the medical doctor rely on education in order to increase patient referrals and patient retention. The next part of the first obstacle is, are you competent, and does what you do even work? There is a new generation of MDs out there that are open to acupuncture and its healing benefits. And they have nothing against us or our medicine. The only reason they're not referring more is that they simply do not know about acupuncture and how it works, and how it stimulates the body's inherent healing abilities without side effects. They know about as much about acupuncture as the average person, which is to say, little or nothing. The average person knows that acupuncture can be helpful for back pain, or maybe helpful for neck pain, or even headaches. But even then, most people don't have the complete information, or the information's inaccurate. Think about when you get new patients. A lot of times, they don't even know what acupuncture is. They have just heard from a friend or a friend of theirs that it's helped them. Not many people have a good grasp as to the depth and the breadth of this medicine. I have a little story to share with you. I was talking to a friend of mine here in Seattle who is a nurse practitioner, and he thought that acupuncture training was about a 9-month program. I explained to him that our education program has more or less the same prerequisites as the training that MDs go through, and that it requires hundreds of patient treatment hours before we graduate. He was pretty surprised about this, and he was surprised to hear about this. So for him, being able to wrap his head around the length of training that we do was important. He didn't want to just refer patients to someone who was not adequately trained, and I totally agree with him. Would you refer one of your patients to some healthcare practitioner that you knew nothing about, or that you knew nothing about their profession in? I personally wouldn't. It would almost be negligent. That's one of the reasons why medical doctors are not referring right now. But there are ways to overcome this. When an MD can see how you're trained and what you went through in order to receive your diploma and your training, he or she will feel more comfortable and more inclined to send patients your way. Even after you overcome this first obstacle of having to educate the MD on the validity of acupuncture and as a treatment method, you will still need to prove your effectiveness in your area of expertise as a practitioner. The best way to do this is to gather testimonials from your patients and share them, not only with your referring MDs, but with your patients as well. If you include testimonials in your marketing materials, such as your personal letter that you compose for the MDs, or your website, or your brochures, you will have written and documented proof of your track record and credibility. Each time you hear a patient say, "Wow, what'd you do to me last treatment? My headaches are completely gone," ask them right then and there if they'll write a testimonial for you, or if you have handy a digital camera, you can take a short video and ask them to take their photo and post it on the website. I've included a quick guide down below on how to get testimonials that you can actually use in your marketing materials. The second obstacle is one that you will rarely, if ever, get asked directly, but you have to always be aware that it does exist. And that obstacle is, are you trying to steal my patients? That's what the MD is going to be thinking. Whether or not they actually say anything, that's a different story. The truth of the matter is that we need to let MDs realize that not only are we not in competition with them, but that we are in a partnership with them, and that we are committed to provide the absolute best care for their patients. One way to do this is to send an MD a report of findings from your initial visit and your treatment plan to go along with that. This will communicate to the MD that you are working with him or her to provide the best care possible for his or her patient. Everybody tries to do the honorable thing and direct patients to a specialist, but for them, nobody would rather send their patients to someone if it will slowly drain their own patient base. So you need to be aware of these objections. One, can you prove that acupuncture works and that you can produce results? And two, are you trying to steal my patients? Which hopefully the answer is not. As long as you are able to overcome these two objections, you're going to find that getting referrals from medical doctors is going to be a little easier. A world of referrals will start opening up to you. So what you should aim to do is to make sure that MDs perceive you as a specialist, and we went over that in the earlier videos. And you need to overcome the two objections that I just talked about here, and you'll be well on your way towards getting more referrals from medical doctors. I encourage you to take one key thing from this video and implement it in your business right away. Tell me how you will use that education tactic and generate more referrals for your practice. Then feel free to share your success and your stories down here below this video in this blog format. I appreciate you tuning in and watching these videos. Again, please leave your information. I love hearing from you, and stay tuned for the next installment of the next coming video. Take care. Talk with you soon.